Welcome to Nashville Production and the Aspiring Brains podcast live here at the Canadian Finals Rodeo on day 2. I'm with the legend himself, Dean Way. Dean, how's it going today?
Really good. Yeah, having a great time.
Now, Dean, how did you get started in the music business?
So when I was about grade 1 kindergarten, my uncle was a performer and he sang Elvis songs.
Oh, awesome.
So he was an Elvis impersonator. So that I used to love when he came over and played the guitar and sang, and my whole family was into music too. So I kind of started learning all these Elvis songs when I was a little kid. So yeah, it was fun.
Now, Nick, do you have a question?
Tell me a little bit. I did a little bit of research and found out you do a lot of top 40, but you've got 5 albums now, your original material. What's it like for you? What's your creative process like when you are writing material? Is it just you have an idea for a song and you jot it down on paper, or is it just a tune that you come up with first and then you build a song around that?
Yeah, just life in general, like anything I do, whether it's playing here or talking to people or, just life in general. You get all these ideas. So when I'm driving home from my shows, I usually get all my ideas at nighttime. So if I don't record it, then I sometimes forget it. Not always, but I get these great ideas at nighttime from my day's projects, I guess. Yeah. Whether it's playing music or just being social with people, and you get tons of ideas thrown at you.
If I'm not mistaken, you're from Three Hills, Alberta, is that correct?
No, that's why I got to adjust my website. I was in Three Hills, but I was originally, just a little background, I was born in Saskatchewan, grew up, and then we kind of moved all over the place. I went from BC and then lived a long time in Lethbridge, Alberta. And then my family bought a business in Three Hills.
Okay.
And then so I didn't move there till I was just almost out of high school. So, yeah.
So how does a person like you go from like being from Central Alberta, from Red Deer, from this area, and then go to recording all this music? And you were just talking when you were performing on stage about performing recording your next album in Nashville. How do you go from Central Alberta to Nashville, and what's that transition been like? Of course,
when you go to Nashville, it's just like Red Deer, but bigger. It is. It's people are like friendly like you guys.
Oh, awesome.
So there's not much difference as far as that. It's just it's smaller than Calgary, so it'd be like going to Calgary, but a hair smaller. But just everyone plays music, and their goal is to either write music or perform, and that's what Nashville's all about. And it's just an incredible place for the music capital of the world, I think.
So you mentioned doing this since you were about 6 years old. This is the first time you started playing music, and of course you're still doing it now. So what is it that keeps you going for this long? What is it that drives you to keep going, keep performing?
Just interacting with great people like you guys.
Awesome.
It's music's not just playing, but I get the audience involved, and I say it's great therapy for everyone, right? And I play all kinds of different situations, but just to bring the best out of people when I play, and that's what music to me is all about, and it's very rewarding that way. Yeah.
Dean, you're playing with George Kane tomorrow at the Free Cabaret. What does that mean to open up for a guy like George Kane who has several number 1 hits? Can you really learn anything from him, or can you just enjoy the experience?
Well, just enjoy the experience. He's a guy just like you and I, and he's from Alberta. Is what I'm thinking, and he's just had a great opportunity to be successful in his career, and I admire people that are successful, especially from our home province. Yeah.
So being from Saskatchewan and playing all over the world and playing Nashville, playing Red Deer, do you have any special memories from playing all over the world?
Many, actually. Whether you're playing in your home city or your home province or out and about, probably a very rewarding place. I play in the Caribbean quite a bit. So when you play in the Caribbean, you play for people all over the world.
Oh, awesome.
That can't speak English. So when I'm singing songs in English, they're still loving the music, and they're dancing, and they're buying my music online, and they're from Russia, they're from South America, all over Europe, and just everywhere. And so that's very rewarding because being an English singing person, they're loving my music. So that's very
What
rewarding.
achievement that you've done and what you've done in your career? What are you most proud of so far?
Oh, so many things. I'm always every gig's a great experience. So I wouldn't say there's a number one proud of. Probably just, like I said, interacting with people and making their day. Because some people I play have had bad, we all go through bad things in life. So when you see them go have a rough go and they come here, you play, and you see them leave with a smile on their face, that's most rewarding. So everyone is special, right? Every gig is special.
Is there, you mentioned recording a fifth album. Is there like anything that you have goals still to achieve, or is there something you're working towards?
Yeah, you always want to be better, right? You always want to improve. So that's my goal is, I'm proud of what I've done, but I always want to get better. And I love what I'm doing. I love playing everywhere. And you just want people to enjoy your songs you're writing, right? Whether it's listening to the radio or buying your music. It's always very rewarding that way.
Now, Dean, family's obviously huge in the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Has family really helped you get you as far as you have done in your career?
Like playing at the rodeo?
Yeah. Or playing anywhere with your family involved?
Oh, family?
Yeah.
The family, they try to follow me as much as possible. But unfortunately, they have busy lives too. Yeah. So it's always great to see them in the audience and being part of it. But, I like them as much as possible to come. Yeah. But unfortunately, life is busy and you can't get everyone to go wherever my work goes to. My work, guys used to say used to be my part-time fun job and it turned into my full-time fun job. So pretty lucky that way. As
a performer myself, as a comedian, I know the toughest part is always like impromptu, spur of the moment interactions. I'm just wondering, like, what's is that difficult as a musician? I watched a little bit of your performance and you're kind of bantering with the audience and sometimes they're not giving you a lot of react. Like, you know what I mean? It's sometimes tough. It can be quiet. It can be very loud. What's that like? Is that a tough thing to learn, or what was that learning experience?
I've always liked interaction with people and I'm very spontaneous.
Okay.
So every time I play, it's always something different because I love to feed off the audience and usually the afternoon audience or morning audiences are tougher than evening audiences. But I'm always, like I said, I like to get the audience involved in some way, whether it's one person or 5,000 people. So the more you get involved, the funner it gets. But even if it's just a few, it's just, it's always tougher during the day than in the evening. I don't know why.
That's fair.
Now, can you tell me, of all the artists you worked with or we get these suggestions, who's probably been the biggest one to give you the biggest help?
Like an influence, kind of? Probably when I was a little kid, probably my parents were very supportive of when I got into music. They always, and to the date, to now, they've always came and heard me play and very proud and always supported me 110%. So, family. Awesome. Yeah.
Well, what about magicians? Who has helped support you or biggest influence in your career?
Musicians. Oh, there's so many good ones. Like I got a good range of tastes. So probably when I was a kid, the Elvis Presley thing, and then the band CCR, and I got to play the same place CCR played, and there's so many different artists that I've liked. Rock and country and blues.
For me, when I listened to your music earlier, I heard a lot of like Bryan Adams and Bruce Springsteen, kind of like I love that sound.
I get a lot of requests for that as well. So I get a lot of people say, you sound like this guy, you sound like that guy. Yeah. And it's very honoring to know you sound like someone that has done well. At
the same time, you want to make your own image too with your
right? You always get someone that says, you sound like this, you sound like that, and that's very flattering. But it would be very flattering to hear someone sing and they say, you sound like Dean Ray, right?
What's that like the first time you heard people singing back words to your music? Is that
Well, that's when I write music and I play it live and I see them and they've heard my song for the first time and they're singing the lyrics.
Yeah.
That makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Is when they're singing along.
What's one piece of advice you could give to a musician or an artist that's looking at just whether they're playing music or want to just creative and express themselves? What's one piece of advice you can give to somebody that wants to
But just
maybe
believe,
explore music?
yeah, believe in their goals. Never give up because there's a lot of hurdles
Yeah.
in music, right? In entertainment when you're playing live. There's a lot, it's tough to get going, and but if you believe in what you got, just never give up and keep going and pursue your dreams. Yeah.
Well, I'd be interested too, because you've been doing this for a while. I would think that the marketing aspect and getting yourself out there, that can be pretty tough, right? Or have you kind of learned the business as much as you've learned the music side of things?
Yeah, it's tough because I do a lot of mainly my own bookings. So I'm a busy guy on the phone. I'm a busy guy emails, and so I try to do as much as possible because I love, like I said, interacting with people. But there might be a point where I won't be able to do it all myself. But I try to do as much as possible.
That's awesome.
'Cause I love doing everything.
Dean, one of my last questions is,
Sure.
if you had to thank anyone for everything that's happened in your career, who would be your biggest thanks to?
It'd be all my family, my wife, my parents, my kids, just family, probably, yeah.
So you're a family man?
Yeah. I am, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what rodeo is about. That's what Western Heritage is about, and that's what we're about here at Nashville Productions.
Yeah, and just like you guys, I consider you guys as my family, right?
Awesome.
And I just
that's how
wanted
you
to say
treat people.
thanks so much for your time, but I also wanted to say I know you perform with a full 4-piece band, and I know you guys do a bunch of, you can do parties and all that sort of stuff. I know you have a website as well. Is it deanrayband.com?
Yeah, so deanrayband.com is the best to go on my website, and then you can click calendar, and it shows where I'm playing.
Awesome.
And then, so I'm updating, and like I said, I just recorded in the States in Nashville, and new CD's coming out February 2020. So I'll be doing
Awesome.
certain my CD release parties
Sounds great.
in Red Deer and in area. So
Fantastic.
This is Dean Way on Nashville Productions and the Aspiring Bank Podcast in Jerome the Gnome, live here at the Canadian Finals Rodeo Day 2.
Appreciate it.